Hey folks, it's Roy from A Geek's Adventures. Woohoo! Broadcasting today from Studio Alpha in the basement of a townhome in Clintonville section of Columbus, Ohio. And it's a rainy day, but it's fall and Halloween approaches. Woo! So today's up doing a bit of a retro review. Miniatures, in particular, though, what we're talking about is a retro review of a miniature gaming system called Heroscape! Woo! Yeah! And I know right now a lot of you, some of you are going, wow, okay, this like Warhammer, yada yada yada. Some of you are going, someone who remembers. I saw this ages ago at the Origins Game Fair here in Columbus, Ohio. And the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this looks kind of pretty." Yada yada yada. I mean, it was a giant box, lots of miniatures, plastic terrain, all this kind of stuff. I thought, "Wow, that looks really cool." Then I saw the cost on the box and went, "It don't look that cool." If you're a gaming fan, you know, you've walked into shops and seen stuff and gone, "Oh, that looks really pretty." But and that's what Heroscape was at the time. You know, it's lots of wonderfully done miniatures, yada yada yada, but big investment. Am I really gonna play with this? Time passed, and I finally went, screw it, gonna buy it. Let's do this. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, miniatures, and what happens is like other miniature gaming systems. You have all sorts of different characters that you can play. And what happens is you play on a giant board that's made out of terrain with hexes like this. All plastic, really solid actually. Kind of Lego-ish in that you take multiple hexes and you put them all together, and you're like, oh wow, so you make a giant flat board. No. What you do is you make terrain. You make giant hills, buildings, well, hypothetically buildings, hills, mountains, caves. It's in 3D, folks. So you have the ability to create these giant, basically dioramas that you can using your miniatures on. Yeah. And the other nice thing is it's not all just one genre. You're not just talking about sci-fi fantasy. You're going everywhere. You can play a samurai. Yeah. Or you can play giant robot. Yeah. Or you can play Godzilla's giant monsters. Ah! You can be a badass Valkyrie. Yeah! You can be kind of Aragornish. Woo! Or you can play Wyatt Earp. Woo! And the other nice thing about the system is that, like HeroClix, you get easy explanation. Each one of these characters has a character card. And the nice thing is, all the abilities, stats, everything are on the cards. So you're not stuck memorizing a book that's like about this freaking thick with all the stuff, remembering icons. Well, that icon means blah, blah, that color means da, 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 da. It's all here. Yay! And now you're going, so what happened to the system? And actually, the other nice thing is, unlike HeroClix, and actually unlike a whole bunch of other miniature systems, you know how you have that whole collectability thing that started with Magic the Gathering, where, ooh, some cards are rare, blah, 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 blah. So, of course, you buy, 17 cases of cards to get one card, or you go through tons of boxes of clicks to get the one click. There is no problem with allocation. Yeah, everyone got the same number. You buy a little box, it all had a complete set of figures. And yeah, there was no rarity or anything. So you're wondering, what happened? A bunch of things happened. Number one, actually, the allocation issue probably was and probably kind of slowed things out. There was no massive, oh my god, it's coming in this week, we have to get 87 boxes to find it. You didn't have that sort of feeding frenzy. I worked in a comic book shop back in the 90s when Magic was big. Wow. You didn't have to worry about that. The other thing, let's see here. Um, yes, you cross lots of genres. Unlike HeroClix though, you didn't have Superman. You didn't have Thor. I mean, you had a whole plethora of wonderful characters to play, no question. But sometimes you do want. Now, Heroscape did do a brief, small set of Marvel characters. Brief, like once. And I think, unfortunately, by the time they were able to try and finagle the license that one time, might have been too little too late, and a certain company probably beat them to the punch by a lot. But we'll probably talk about that a little bit more. The terrain, I mean, it's wonderful. You can build this stuff. This is expensive. I wasn't kidding about the beginner's box. And yes, you can build some gorgeous terrain. I mean, this is very cool. This is wonderful. This costs money. And actually, the other thing that you forget about is this takes up space. A HeroClix mat, you drop it, you play for 5 minutes, you fold it, you take it home. You're not. This is not portable, unfortunately, and the investment's pretty big. And actually, the other biggest reason, probably where I kind of just faded into, is these guys. Frankly, these guys are everywhere. Hey, I've got a ton of them. They're fun. Pretty easy to learn how to play. And again, the investment. You get a mat, you get a bunch of these guys, it's not hard. Yes, the miniatures, fortunately, are easy to get. The problem is, I got into discussion once about how, what may have saved the system is if they had done 2 versions. They'd done one version with the terrain, like a deluxe set or whatever you want to call it. Make a mat. Shove the thing into the boxes. Make a mat. Still offer the deluxe set because dorks like me like this kind of thing. But to get people started, and even if okay, say they don't want to get the deluxe, blah 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 blah, they're still paying for these and buying them. So unfortunately, the system kind of faded. Oh, actually, the real death throes, they were bought out by Wizards of the Coast, I believe. Wizards of the Coast of Hasbro, one of the big players bought them out, and everyone kind of wondered, so what's going to happen? Well, the bad news is that, they made a couple more expansions. All of them were along the lines of D&D-ish things, and which kind of killed it, because the fun of this system was that it crossed genres. You have giant robots fighting magic, giant mechanical science robots fighting mythical, magical monsters and stuff like that. That was the joy of it. You were crossing streams. And then all of a sudden, oh, great, we just got ogres and dragons. Oh, boy. And so it faded away. Yes, you can still find these all over the place on eBay, secondary market, yada, yada, yada. Costs are going to range for you, because geeks like me are hunting for them. And at least for the first one character, some of them for a little while it was hot. But hey, if you get a chance, you see them in a gaming shop or at a yard sale or something, someone just blowing the stuff out, worth taking a look at. At the very least, these miniatures are beautiful. They're beautifully done, very well detailed. Paint apps are really, really cool. I mean, look at this thing. This is the little robot-y dude. So, I mean, just for the miniatures alone, it's worth it. So, hey, something to think about. Something to pick up if you get a chance. And actually, if you want to see really cool terrain, do a Google search. You will see people went bonkers making giant dioramas of epic proportions. It's pretty cool. So there you go. Hey, y'all have a good day. Stay dry if you're in Columbus. May the force be with you. May the odds always be in your favor. And as always, 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 folks, be good to each other. All right. Peace, peeps. Later. Bye.